welcome back to the Retrocade podcast. I don't remember what episode it is, but it is the special Halloween extravaganza episode starring Phil and
Sean. As usual, good to be back.
Yeah,
dusting off the Halloween cobwebs this time.
Yeah, we're dusting off some true Halloween cobwebs after a little bit of a hiatus. We've been real busy in our extravaganza.
Yeah, our day-to-day.
Episode 32, yeah.
All right.
But
O.J. Simpson's number right there.
That's his number, right?
The juice
Buffalo
is
Bills.
loose.
The juice is loose. Did he ever do commercials for Orange Juice?
Well, not for, I know Hertz was his primary kind of advertising.
Cars?
Yeah.
Okay.
And he's like running through the airport and he's like smirking.
He's running through it with a knife and a glove.
Just punches his blonde in the face. Get out of the way, bitch.
Yeah, he's punching some chef. I mean, wasn't a chef. What was Ron Goldman? He was a waiter. He punches a waiter in the face, and then.
Hey, maybe you want to rent a car, though, I'll tell you.
I sure did. I want to rent a car.
That's customer service.
I wanted to
right
rent a Bronco.
Nice escape vehicle.
A white Bronco and just speed away.
So we got a lot going on with the season. Movies, the Halloween kind of swing, full motion.
Absolutely. It is cold and it is windy and it is going to last you the rest of your life out there. It actually did get cold in New York City real quick. It was
yeah. Today was pretty brutal. And it's kind of the calm before the storm. We're such a nor'easter is supposed to hit probably when we're done with this podcast.
Yeah, the second we end this podcast, it's going to be...
the power's going to go out.
Power's going to be wind and rain for 24 hours. Apparently, that's what they say. So, but, you know, for all our international listeners, you don't have to worry about that shit.
So we actually were talking about this one of our recent episodes was the demise of Sears, so it's fully come to fruition.
It's gone. If anybody watched our video, the death of Kmart, that was mentioned. I said it was happening, and here we are. It's going down.
So are you going to do another Phil collective piece, or are you going to go in with your cameras and kind of scope out the end of Sears?
If I do it, it'll be around the Christmas season. If we'll go in. We should go in with a camera, and we'll do a little vlogging.
I think it's good because it's kind of like when you see those videos of like an extinct animal.
Yeah,
it's like, oh wow, that's really cool.
Especially in a few years, it'll be like when you're looking back, it's like, wow, remember that? Can't go there no more.
Because you'll see these storefronts from your childhood, where it's like someone snapped a picture,
like Funkoland or something like that. Just came to mind.
There was a place called Cartoon Universe on Highland Boulevard. We were talking about it, and there was a picture that existed online, but it took a long time to find it.
Yes.
There was like a big dragon, and this whole, it's like, there might be one or two pictures that exist of this whole fucking place.
It's funny that you bring that up, because the other day I was thinking, our local card store, or my local card store, Alternate Realm, there is no picture of the front facade or the interior of it anywhere on the internet. There's got to be, somebody's got to have one, like physically maybe.
An album in someone's basement from like a birthday party or
something.
Exactly.
Like somebody took a picture of them in front of the store or something. But there are no, and I know the store itself, when it existed, it's been gone now for about 10, 11 years. But that was our local card store, at least mine in Eltingville.
You went there more than I did, but
yeah, it was
I
local
definitely
for me.
joined User Friday Magic
you joined,
more than once.
I feel like you were there a lot though, but when we bring it up, sometimes you're like, yeah, I know of it. It's like, what do you mean? You were there, you know?
I didn't go the same. Me,
I was there like nearly daily.
I would go. I think the only times I really went was once a week for Friday Night Magic.
From like
typically.
99 through 02, I was there like almost every day. It was like a home away from home. Then I started going there again in 05 when I played Magic again in high school. And then when it changed hands and ownership, I was they banned me from 02 to 05, and then changed hands.
You got banned in numerous card outfits.
I know. Well, what happened was they banned me. I got banned from Wizards of the Coast. And then the owner of the store, who didn't like me, was like, you're banned from here now. And I was like, what are you talking about? He's like, you can't play in the tournaments. He's like, you don't buy anything. He's like, and quite frankly, I don't like you. And that was it. And I was like, screw you, guy.
I think you did throw eggs at their door or something like
Later
that.
on, in the winter...
I have a memory of eggs being thrown at their store.
I'm going to go ahead and say winter 04 into 05. Might have been 03 and 04. Well, probably 03 into 04. I made it I had like a checklist of people that like had wronged me in the neighborhood, and I was like, they're all getting it today. And one of them was Alternate Realm, yeah. And when
you know who had a checklist of people that wronged him? This is the mail bomber, okay? Sound just like him.
Topical.
I had a checklist
Did you see
people that wronged him.
Debbie Wasserman Schultz, Hillary Clinton, yeah, they all personally wronged
Robert De Niro,
that guy. Yeah,
it's an interesting
he sent them a bigger bomb than De Niro's last movie. Hey-o!
But, you guys have some traits in common. So,
we did.
You both were at AutoZone today, hanging out?
Well, I was at Costco, too, changing my tires. It took me 3 hours. I should tell the story about the guy that came from Brooklyn. And they were like, yeah, your tires are ready. And he was an Asian guy. And
you have a voice for the Asian man or no?
And well, this is exactly how he sounded. They were like, yeah, your tires aren't ready yet. And he's like, why? You call me. And they were like, no, that's all wrong. And they're like, but you call and said the tires are ready. And then they're like,
listen, all right. Ling, get out of here.
His last name was Lee too.
Lee. I was close.
You were close. And get rid of the NG. And so what happened was they were like, nah. And then what happened was the guy goes in the back or in the garage area, and you could hear there's a big echo. And then the guy's like, yeah, Lee, the tire came. And the guy goes back. He's like, yeah, not ready yet. And like, why? I heard the man say they're here. And then the guy had to make up this story.
We're at capacity, sir.
Totally seemed like he made up this story. He was like, well, what happened was that they told you that they're here, but they really only received one. He's like, so all your tires aren't ready yet. Like, but you said the man, and they called me. He's like, nah, that's mistaken. Sorry you had to come here. He's like, I come all the way from Brooklyn. It's 2 hours from Friday. And it's true. It's Friday, like rush hour traffic. And then they fucking told this guy, maybe you come back tomorrow or Monday. And literally, this guy got totally screwed, and the guy's tires were totally there. And then there was such a long line. This is about 6 o'clock, and they were like, all right, everyone, we're just letting you know that all service is going to be about 3 to 4 hours from now. And he's like totally trying to push everyone out of there, you know?
Listen, I've been there.
It's terrible.
It's a nightmare experience.
It was terrible.
I got 4 tires, and I was there an hour and a half.
Right.
I go to a Mexican tire joint, 20 minutes, you're
20
out.
minutes, and they charge you, you know. Well, maybe they'll charge you a little more, but at least you're getting service. There's no service at Costco. Yeah, it's miserable. And I went 2 days, but this time I only needed to because
it reminds you of the DMV for like auto repair.
It really is. And you're standing there, and
they purposely don't give a fuck about you.
Why would they care though? I get it because it's like they're not the ones who own the shop. What do they give a fuck? It's like the less work, the better. You know, they're not making commission off this shit. So I get it from their perspective. But at the same time, it's like, dude, it's like clearly the line is out the door with 8 people now, and you're serving this guy for 20 minutes. It's like just ask him the car that he wants, click the tires, take the money, and tell him to bring his car around back. Don't be like, well, you know, like slowly on the computer. What's your membership number? It's like, oh no, I'm gonna need to see the ID now. So like all these. Like,
I told you I went there to buy 4 tires.
Brutal.
I'm not a member. My mother is.
Yeah, this is funny. Sean told me this earlier.
I have my mother's card.
Yeah.
So I'm buying 4 tires. You know, I had a deal, whatever. They're like, your name's Beatrice? And I'm like, yeah, my name's Beatrice.
Yeah, what if it is?
They're like, you don't look like a Beatrice. And I'm like, what's it to you? Give me my tires and let's keep it moving.
Yeah, exactly. Just keep it moving
like,
here.
Sir, there's a... You know,
they have the picture of
a woman in her mid-50s on this card, and I see the picture. And I'm
transgender.
Give me my tie.
I identify as a Beatrice. Yeah, it's so. No, I know that it was so long, and there's like old people, and they're standing. Like there was an old woman.
It's the DMV. It's a nightmare.
It was really bad. So, but all I needed, I did all the work myself. What happened was I bought. I didn't buy tires. I had them put on tires the other day to my rim, and it cost me $60. And all I needed them to do, but I put them on myself because they were giving me bullshit. Oh, we can't put them on. These are the wrong lug nuts. Well, these are 19 millimeter. You really need 21 millimeter. Well, we could do it, but these lug nuts are not good quality. What if you get into a flat? I'm like, don't worry about if I get a flat. It's like, all I need you to just put the rims on.
Just do your job.
Just do your job. Yeah, like, just give me every excuse. Just tell me all the answers. Just tell me, like, just put it on the cards. All I need. You know, it's not a car that I drive every day where I need to worry about, like, well, if you got a flat. It's like, I'm just driving it from here back to home, and then I'll worry about getting the better lug nuts because you said the lug nuts are inferior. It's like, what inferior? My fucking ass. These lug nuts are inferior. I can't in good conscience put these on your car.
Sir, like, is there a package of lug nuts behind you? No. Those aren't included.
I said that because what happened was like, see, these are the wrong lug nuts. You need these lug nuts, and he pulled one out of his hat, and I'm like, oh, okay. I was like, do you sell those here? He's like, oh no, we don't sell these here. It's like, oh, you just
Sir, we're at capacity.
So what happened was he's like, would you come back in an hour and the tires will be done? This is the other day. What I do is I take that time, I go to AutoZone, I get the right ones, I bring them back.
AutoZone, bomber coincidence? I don't know.
Yeah, right? So I bring my pipe bombs back, my lug nuts, and he just wouldn't do it. He was like, these are no bad quality. He's like, I can't in good conscience put these. I'm like, guy, I was like, they're from AutoZone. I was like, I just need them to put, because it's going to be a bitch for me. I know I'm going on here,
so
but...
moral of the story, avoid Costco. It's a nightmare.
It was brutal.
For
but it was just so ridiculous how many stops like they were taking out to not do the work, you know? And I was like, I paid for it. I paid the $60. $60, 15 to put on each tire, just to put them on the rim, not to put them on my car. You know, they were different rims. And I just did it myself at home. But the thing was today, one of the rims was I couldn't get it off. It was too tight. So I brought it back there today, and they were like, we can't do that. We can't really service it, blah, blah, blah. He's like, even our air wrench doesn't even go to that high PSI. And I was like, so you're telling me if I brought this here to you, you wouldn't be able to get this rim off to, change tires? And he's like, whatever. He's like, just bring in the front end. And then long story short, the guy did it. But I tell you, 2 out of 5 at best for Costco's Tire Center.
Experience.
I'm using my podcast as a means to rant poorly about Costco's Tire Center.
You saw the new Halloween. What'd you think?
I did see the new Halloween.
Now, so this is a remake of H2O. Is that?
No, it's not a remake. It's a reboot of a sequel of a remake. No, what they do is they throw out.
They make a new remake every 10 years.
I know.
So
how many? Is there 7 or 8 of them? I mean, it's.
I know Rob Zombie did one.
I don't even count those because those are just straight up remakes. But this is a sequel, really, to the first one. So it totally throws out what happens in, I think, 2, 3, and 4 Halloweens. That totally shit.
A lot of the chronology of these movies
it's all over the place. It's confusing because I'm like, wait, am I gonna get?
There's no consistency.
Yeah, because I haven't seen the third.
He dies.
He
doesn't
ones.
die. He gets arrested. Yeah.
I haven't seen them since like WPIX Shocktober. If you remember that, do you remember Shocktober?
Channel 11 did have a lot of marathons.
Yeah, do you remember?
I don't remember the Halloween one as much.
Shocktober. That you could watch the bumpers.
One of my
on
favorites, obviously, Twilight Zone was big on New Year's Day.
Absolutely, they still do that. My parents watched the Honeymooners one too.
One of my all-time favorites, which is probably more obscure, was the Godzilla marathons they had. They did for 2 or 3 years.
Yes, they would do those on like Sunday. Yeah, like.
But I just remember watching Godzilla all day long. I thought it was great.
I remember those. Yeah, and I tell you, I've been going on about WPX. I saw so many good movies there in the 90s. The Batman 1989. Raiders of the Lost Ark, Spaceballs.
I remember Pee-wee's Great Adventure.
Pee-wee's
I watched Big Adventure. That consistently.
What else? Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, the first one.
But compared to like Channel 9, which is terrible, and then you had Fox.
Well, that's the point. It's like I'm talking about in the 90s when there was no cable. At least I didn't have cable.
Yeah, I didn't have either. So I had a very limited selection.
Exactly. So you just had like.
But 11 was the only one with cooler movies.
WPIX, New York's movie station. They were a little eclectic movies, which was right up my alley. They were
cheaper to like get the rights for.
Exactly, because all these like weird 80s movies that like were kind of like.
Yeah, like I don't need to see Top Gun. Like I don't give a shit.
Exactly, like Dick Tracy or something like that. It's not, I don't know what the rights are. Probably not very expensive.
Yeah, St. Elmo's Fire, like fuck.
Yeah,
that shit.
Exactly. Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, probably not that expensive.
Rick Moranis. Now, what happened to him?
I can tell you what happened to him.
Well, I know his wife died.
His wife had cancer, and he was just like, "I'm going back to Canada to be a father," and that was it.
He was great.
He's great. Still great.
Yeah, there's a thing.
He wouldn't do anything though.
There's a clip on YouTube.
He still has an apartment in Manhattan though.
Where he plays a Canadian guy, and they talk about beer.
Oh, of course, eh? Well, he used to do that. Hosers, eh? Well, he used to do that with Saturday Night Live, wasn't it?
It's such a great bit.
Oh yeah, that Bears.
You look.
That's a different one.
That's Mike Ditka.
Yeah. But the Hosers, and they
have like a talk show and they just drink beer.
Right. It was like supposed to be like public access. Yeah.
Fantastic.
Oh yeah, no, I've seen it. Yeah, that's great.
It's called the Great White North. That's what it was called.
Oh, that's
the Great
funny.
White North.
Welcome to the Great White North, eh?
And then they just drink like Molsons.
Yeah.
And they sit there and just pretty much rag on every Canadian stereotype with their thick accents, drinking Canadian beers.
Yeah.
Absolutely fantastic. It's on YouTube.
Late 80s, early 90s, right? Early 90s.
Yeah, I want to say from 87 to like 90, 91. That was a time frame.
Yep.
Check it out. It's YouTube gold.
See, I used to see all those classic, if you can consider late 80s, early 90s Saturday Night Live's classic. They used to rerun them on Comedy Central, like in the daytime.
You see like the Chris Farley's.
Exactly. They would rerun all those classics, not like the 70s ones, but you'd see a lot of the 80s and 90s ones when I was younger.
80s is more like Eddie Murphy's heyday with SNL.
Yeah, well, later 80s. Like you'd see the Sandler ones from the 90s, but those were also, like, I saw a lot of those live, too, like the Sandler ones and shit. Like, I watched those when they were actually on.
Yeah, but I was like 5-6 years old, so I wasn't too big into it at that point.
No, I mean, if it was on, like
I saw reruns of them. I don't think I saw them live.
Well, I saw, like, in the later 90s ones live, like when I was 10, 11, 12.
Yeah, like Chris Kattan, those
Will
Ferrell.
Yeah, Will Ferrell. I saw all of those live. And I mean, I stopped watching that probably in 05 or whatever, but yeah, a lot of those like that Hosers Great White North, or like the church lady with what's his name?
Molly Shannon.
It wasn't Molly Shannon. It was Dana Carvey was the church. I'm the church lady. I'm sure you've fucking seen it if I showed you a clip of it. But that's like early to mid '90s. Like all of those were on Comedy Central, like in the daytime.
No, absolutely.
Yeah, so that's when I used to go see all those. But those are funny bits. If you go check them out, they're on YouTube. But we're off track here. What was we talking about? We're talking about Halloween the movie.
Halloween.
So yeah, the movie's on, and I'm like, oh fuck. I was like, I haven't seen Halloween 3 or 4 since WPIX, like in the '90s. I'm like, am I gonna be off? Am I gonna be off my is there gonna be chronology here that I'm gonna be missing?
Like Halloween 1, which is awesome. It's
right,
like John
that's
Carpenter.
the only
and stuff.
fucking one worth watching.
I can't rewatch a horror movie.
It's hard
that's
for
30
me.
years old because they're just really shitty.
They're lousy. Yeah,
if it's Halloween 1, it just has that fucking amazing grit to it.
Exactly, great grit. Like there's like the first Friday the 13th, like the first one.
Honestly, I was more of a Halloween fan.
I was more of a Halloween fan too, but
the whole Jason Voorhees just kind of creeped me out, and I didn't like him.
Oh, what about
and then
Nightmare on Elm Street? Yeah, the first one.
Halloween was my favorite of that trio, I think. As far as
I really like the concept of A Nightmare on Elm Street, but I did watch Halloween more, the first one. Yeah. And it was just very simplistic, fucking serial murderers, like horror.
Escapes the mental asylum.
Exactly, escape the mental asylum. It's very, straightforward, to the point, and scare. And it does what it's supposed to do. It's a slasher film,
And there's less he's a demon and all this weird shit.
That's true. It's very, even though the
more linear and realistic.
It is, exactly, linear and realistic. Aside from the fact that he's like superhuman strength,
gets blasted with shotguns and then reemerges like 2 hours later.
Exactly. Aside from that, but that was, as a kid, I was like, is he human? That was always like my question.
You don't see his face.
You don't see his face. You don't know if he's like a freak. Which is better. You don't want to see his face.
But even the mask is so simplistic that it works.
That's what it's just a what's his name mask from fucking Star Trek, William Shatner. It's just a William Shatner mask painted. That's all it is. Yeah. It was a William Shatner Halloween mask that they were just like, just use this.
See, sometimes less is more. That's it.
Yeah, that's it. Very simplistic, and nobody. And then you saw people are saying that the mask looks like Mariah Carey. Have you been seeing that on the internet? People are comparing the Halloween mask of Michael Myers to Mariah Carey.
I try to avoid these Reddit dark corners, but
the dark corners of the web.
It does sound.
I've seen the meme filter, making the runs on Facebook.
When I see a good meme, I got a kick out of it, especially when they're mean and condescending. Those are the
that's
ones
the
I
best.
enjoy.
Well, yeah, I'm sure Mariah's crying about that with her 250 million.
Yeah, exactly.
Crying.
That was another
wiping her tears with $100 bills.
That was another recent kind of tidbit. Was everyone had lotto fever?
Oh yeah, the mega Powerball. Those mega
1.6 billion.
1.6 billion.
So I'm spending $20.
Did you? I don't fuck with it.
I spent $20.
Yeah.
I buy every 6 months when there's a gigantic.
Well, the gigantic ones do intrigue me. I'm like, oh, it's interesting, but I never end up doing it.
Well, it's just this pipe fantasy. You're not gonna fucking win.
No, it's $10.
And if you do win,
yeah,
I would get a lawyer to claim 10%, which is a ton of fucking money, but I would win anonymously.
Wait, because the lawyer can claim it
for you.
Yeah.
And then I would get all that money and just say, oh yeah, I closed a few deals, and then just be set.
It's really there's 7 states where you can be anonymous. It should be, because it's actually dangerous.
Dude,
now.
Every ex-girlfriend, every cousin,
they're gonna be saying
people
you
raped
them. Everyone's gonna be shaking you down.
Oh man, college. Oh yeah,
yeah. He raped me in college. He stabbed me. He stole from my mother.
Yeah, he called me this and that.
Yeah, he was racist. Oh, forget it.
Everyone's going to want a piece of it.
Everyone in the world is going to be coming out for your money if you make,
and you're not even going to. I guess you would have to keep around who was there before you won, because everyone in the world is going to be.
Oh yeah, I can imagine all the people that'll come out of the woodwork asking for money. Even
let's
distant
hang
cousins,
out, bro.
friends. Good
Vegas
shit.
With me.
I'm sure my Facebook Messenger will fucking explode.
5,000.
Yeah, I'll have to delete. At that point, it's like, you can't.
You have to go off the grid.
You have to. That's exactly what I do. Because when obviously it's been big news. So I was thinking the other day, what do I do? And I was like, delete all social media and just disappear for 2 months until the fucking heat dies down.
No, I would absolutely, or go to Brazil for 6 months.
Yeah, you'd have to go away for a while.
Come back quietly and just tell my inner circle.
You disappear until the heat dies down. People kind of forget about it, and then that's it.
The worst thing to do is go the bars everyone goes to.
No, never gonna happen for me. If that happens for me, I'm out of here. I'm giving my family tickets. I'm like, listen, just disappear for a while. let the heat die down. Let the strangers.
Where did Sean go? He's in South America. Where? I don't know.
Exactly.
He's in South America.
That's it, man. Just
dip out.
Well, I would give my even close family. I'd give them, because you never know, man. When you have that kind of money, anything could happen. It's like, you guys need to leave too. Seriously, because you talk about ransoms and shit. So that it's that dangerous, in my opinion. I was just reading a story the other day. This guy won $400,000 after tax. It was like 180, nothing. Really just peanuts. And they killed him for it. Like 4 months later, home invasion, asking for his money, and apparently it was all gone by that point anyway. And they killed him
for $108,000.
$180,000.
Was this in Venezuela? Or?
No, it was in the U.S. The guy won $400,000. It was very public. Not a huge amount of money. I mean, it'll help your life, but it's not like you're buying Fabergé eggs. And after tax, it's really not that much. So after tax, he gets like $180,000. Apparently, he spent it all anyway. He maybe had bills. Maybe he paid off his mortgage. Who knows? And
$180,000 will help you get a house.
That's it. Really? Yeah. I mean, it's gonna you pay off your house and
you get a house, and then you go on a nice.
Yeah, you have a nice vacation and you'll live a little more comfortably. It's
get a nicer car.
Yeah, it's not retirement money.
No, you're still working.
You're
not quitting your job.
Not at all. Not with that little money.
You'll get a nicer car.
This is 2018. Yeah, this is not like 1970 where like $400,000, you're rich, you're almost a millionaire. It's like millionaire is not that big anymore. Look at Staten Island. Semi-attached houses are going for $800,000. In fact, there's a semi-attached house on Staten Island going for $1 million. Semi-attached meaning it's an attached home.
That's absurd.
Duplex. But insane.
So I've been looking to buy some, and for a one-bedroom here, my friend paid comparably the same price in Phoenix, Arizona.
Oh, yeah. You got a
three-bedroom house, swimming pool, 20 minutes from downtown.
I pay for what I paid for my house on Staten Island. I could have got something huge elsewhere, and my house is a townhouse, so it's like crazy. But that's a different story.
So back to the movie then. What'd you think overall? Was it tolerable? Was it suitable?
Yeah, you know what? Listen, it's getting.
Was it serviceable? I guess is the biggest question. Is it worth going?
I tell you, that's been like the name of the game for every movie we've seen this year. Like Solo was serviceable. This is serviceable, but in my opinion, slightly forgettable. A lot of people are happy about it, but I think they're just happy about it in comparison to all the other shitty sequels. Like it requires a little build up. Mike, no spoilers, but I'll tell you this.
I think everyone knows the Halloween premise.
Well, I mean,
you have Jamie Lee Curtis, who was in the original, and she was supposed to be.
Did you see the articles where they were trying to say that how dare she advocate for gun what's it called? Gun removal when she's using guns in this movie. Isn't that funny? It's like, yeah.
Just complain about anything.
That's another thing I want to talk about. In fact, my Twitter's been off the fucking charts today because, and I'll mention this in a minute, but to finish this, it follows the first one, So, are there cool scenes in it? Yes. Is it a fine movie to take your girl because it's October and like it's Halloween week? Sure. Like, are you gonna be like, wow, this is the best horror movie ever? No. Is it serviceable for what the Halloween franchise is? Yes. It's better than like the sequels. It's better than 3 and 4. It's better than, even though I haven't seen them in years, and it's better than all the Rob Zombie. The
last ones I seen was the Rob Zombies, and that had to be 5-6 years ago.
Yeah, whatever.
They were okay.
Yeah,
I kind of like Rob Zombie's campy style.
Yeah, I mean it feels true to the original, and it's just straightforward. There's little twist in it, not much. I'm not going to say anything about it, but and they leave it open for possible sequels. I'm not going to say why they do that or how they do it, but
it's one of those things that I'm not going to see in the theaters. But
you don't need to listen for date night. Or if you're a horror fan of the franchise, yeah, go see it. Or when was the last time a Halloween movie came out in October? Was probably years ago, because all the Rob Zombie ones didn't come out in October. I don't think. I think they came out in different months. That's so stupid. Why would you do that? People are gonna like the average viewer of movies, like who is not a huge fan of the franchise, isn't gonna want to see this in May. They'll want to go see it in October, and that was pretty much me and my girlfriend. I'm like, oh well, it's October weather. Let's go see the Halloween movie.
It's
something
fitting.
to do. Yeah, I mean, it was perfectly fine for what that was.
The biggest kind of movie for this time is Venom. It had a lot of hype behind it.
A lot of hype there
Very
was.
cool character in regards to comics and just his image and
Yes.
his kind of anti-hero status, where he's not
very much so.
He's not truly a huge villain. He's more in that blurred ground.
Yes.
He's more a villain than he's never a hero.
He's like a anti-hero kind of.
He's like a renegade anti-hero.
Renegade.
He does sometimes team up with Spider-Man to fight Carnage.
But also he fucks with Spider-Man too.
And Tom Hardy is one of my favorite actors, and I don't like many actors.
Well, he's definitely come up. Well, you like him because he's Irish.
He's British, actually, but
isn't he British Irish?
He just has this very menacing vibe to him.
He's come up in my. I tell you, when he first started coming around, I'm like, what's the big? And now I've come to like him more. What he did in the movie Revenant was like, oh, this guy's pretty. He was
Revenant
the best.
was fucking awesome.
He was the best actor in that movie, better than Leo, my opinion.
But he's made a little words and he just grunts and he's like,
but he played it off great. Yeah, he's got definitely a brooding. He's definitely when he plays his characters, he does a brooding, and that movie was. But that was really good. I was like, oh shit, he's the best.
The Revenant was fucking awesome movie.
I liked it. Well,
I really enjoyed it.
You really enjoyed it. I liked it. And I thought he was the best actor in it. You see, my Twitter is going off, and I'm going to mention this in a minute. What's going on here? But I like
Costco collectives attacking him.
yeah. I shouldn't have made my comments so public on about Costco on Twitter. No, this is about Apu. This is new news. I don't know if we should go on to this yet.
Let's finish the Venom topic. I actually read something.
Wait,
quickly.
Did you see Venom? Is a question.
I did not. I wanted to see it this week, but I just got so caught up in my own shit.
I'm gonna go be honest. When I heard how bad it, like the reviews are awful, I didn't want to go.
I had two different friends that don't even know each other, and they both told me, "Oh man, that movie was fucking bad."
Yeah, that's what I've been hearing, and I lost interest. It
kind of zigzagged everywhere.
People were comparing it to the Fantastic Four.
I saw that. That was one of the worst Marvel.
Oh, well, I saw that movie too.
Licensed movies I've ever seen.
People are saying the way it was edited is like similar like trash.
Like they said, they had a lot of cooler scenes that they took out.
Exactly.
PG-13.
Exactly. Yeah, which is a terrible mistake.
And then the movie just went to shit.
Yeah, terrible mistake. You got to do, go with the rated R like they did Deadpool, but
Logan was a
Logan too. Logan's a great example.
Smash hit.
Even though I think I like the first Deadpool more than Logan, perfectly honest. Even though Logan was good.
I actually like Deadpool 2 more than Deadpool 1.
Really? They're so similar. They're for me neck and neck because maybe you like the humor more in the Deadpool 2?
Yeah, I thought it was less love story and it was more kind of focus on the characters.
Focus on Deadpool and
it was less about his fucking wife, which was kind of like
it was more
Deadpool's
narrative,
not about love story. True. So I felt that took away from the movie.
For me, they're like neck and neck, and that's the thing with a lot of these sequels. Although I haven't seen Ant-Man and the Wasp yet,
I heard Ant-Man's like not a big draw for me.
I liked the first Ant-Man, and I heard the second one was like same shit, almost as good or just as good. But in that, kind of what I feel was the deal with Deadpool 2 was like just as good as the first one, and like you say, maybe even a little better, maybe a little funnier. That scene I always bring up the scene when they're going out of the airplane.
Or they play like AC/DC.
I was fucking dying, and I don't like laugh. Like I'm not somebody who like watches things and laugh like out loud. I watch and I'm like, that's funny. Like I think in my head about it and stuff. I don't like crack up like some people do. I was cracking up when they were fucking killing them all off.
The Brad Pitt thing.
And Brad Pitt's face briefly. I was dying during that whole scene. That scene like took it over the edge for me as like.
So yeah, I didn't see Venom.
Neither did I. How could we review it?
It's just I had such bad reviews.
Yeah, it's lousy. It's like 30% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Tom Hardy is talking to Venom himself, like kind of talking to himself.
Yes.
I heard those scenes are really cool.
Yeah,
and you kind of see like the different sides of his personality,
which is true to the character. And
I heard those scenes were the best, but they also said the villain, I think his name is Riot.
Right.
It's just like another
generic.
Venom. Just like,
okay.
Oh wow, he's slightly darker shade.
Yeah,
and they're fighting.
No creativity.
He's fighting himself.
Yeah, he can't even fucking differentiate.
One of those kind of villains where they just throw in there because he has to fight someone.
Exactly. It's like, kind of like
why are you here? Let's fight.
That's what they did for Justice League.
Yeah.
Steppenwolf. Like, what?
Well, he sounds like a Nazi. Let's fight him.
Yeah, exactly. No one cares. There's no emotional ref to it. Completely unlike Thanos, which Thanos pretty much
Thanos is relevant.
Took that movie by storm. Well, he was like, one of the most important characters in the movie. If the bad guy is just a bad guy, there's no character to him, you're not going to really be invested. It's like, we just got to be generic bad guy like Thanos.
It's like Thanos, you wanted to vote for him. You felt
right.
like,
Exactly.
He could be a good president.
Yeah, both Thanos in 2022.
Absolutely,
2020.
Brings the galaxy.
It's gonna
about
be
utilizing resources.
We're going to get rid of half the people in the universe. It's going to be fantastic. Believe me.
I'm telling you, man. The Mad Titan for a reason. He gets things done.
Yeah, that's right. You got to vote for Thanos.
So another Marvel thing that's came out, I think it's been out about a week now, is Daredevil Season 3. So have you seen the first 2 seasons?
No, that and Jessica Jones I have not gotten to see.
So they've actually canceled Iron Fist
right.
and Luke Cage because they're fucking terrible.
I heard people like Luke Cage. I was surprised that they canceled it. I see
Maybe
people
the ethnic community likes it. It's not very good.
You're the fucking worst.
Nah, it's just...
The urban market?
It has a niche for people that like it. And
I heard good things, though. So I was surprised. I was like, they're not going... So they only gave it 2 seasons or 3?
2. They both had 2 seasons and they were axed.
Jessica Jones is where?
Jessica Jones is not axed yet. I don't know what this Season 3 development is.
I haven't seen any of them.
So Daredevil I've seen, and I've recently, a friend of mine lent a book, Born Again, which is by Frank Miller. And
Frank Miller does good stuff, as we all know.
He kind of resurrected the Daredevil franchise.
He resurrected a lot of stuff.
In the 1980s.
Yeah.
And Born Again is just tremendous. It's a very dark, very gritty.
Yeah. He was doing dark and gritty before it was...
So it's Daredevil fighting the Kingpin. It's about...
Oh, cool.
It's
cool.
This
is the same Kingpin from Spider-Man.
Correct.
Yeah.
It's the same universe in New York City.
Great. I love Kingpin, by the way.
It's about a 6-issue arc.
It's a shame they haven't put him in a movie yet.
So he's a huge character in the Daredevil TV show.
He's in the Daredevil character. Yeah. Who's playing him?
He was
Alfonso Ribeiro?
No, he was in Full Metal Jacket.
Wow.
The guy that kills himself,
fucking Vincent D'Onofrio.
Yeah.
He plays Kingpin?
Yeah, he does a great job.
Does he?
Bald,
is he bald?
He's big, he's bald.
You need a huge guy. Our boy Fat Mike would have been great for that if Mikey was 20 years older.
Yeah,
right?
and
I always envisioned
an actual
that big white suit.
It wasn't just laziness was his biggest fucking fault, but
Kingpin or Mikey?
Mikey, but Mikey did have a Kingpin-esque personality.
Absolutely,
sure.
But that would have been Mikey would have would have been great cosplay if Mikey did
a nice suit,
big white suit, shaved your head. That's it. That's all you need.
Perfect.
You're Kingpin. I always looked at him.
He has the attitude, you fuck,
just a
get me this soda,
like a mobster Kingpin.
So no, Garofalo.
D'Onofrio.
He does a stand-up job.
Yeah,
and, it's really dark.
You're making me want to watch it now.
I'm not.
This is a pretty good review here.
I'm not an advocate of Netflix at all.
No, you do not like a lot of the schlock that they put out.
This, in my opinion, is probably the best Netflix original out there
ever. Better than Stranger Things.
I was gonna say it's
at least Stranger Things
season
1.
Season 1 was unreal, so good. Season 2 kind of got a little.
Season
off the rails.
2 got.
It got too big for its bridges,
and also repetitive. There's a lot of things in season 2 that bored me. I just wasn't as interested. You're engaged in season 1. Where's it gonna go?
Season 1 was something new, something different,
new and fresh and interesting. Season 2 kind of did more of the same. With callbacks,
the new characters they introduced weren't as likable.
Yeah,
there's the punk asshole kid.
Yeah,
there's the blonde girl. And then there's
and the interactions just
there's
didn't
the
hit.
black punk girl.
There's the X-Men team. Yeah,
they're the renegade fucking misfits.
That whole arc.
They seem a little planted to me.
Yeah, for sure. That whole arc was not. Yeah, for sure. Exactly.
So
those are the
another
failings
Netflix
of that.
coming out, which I'm excited for, is Castlevania season 2.
I've heard.
So
I don't watch any of the Netflix originals. So except for Stranger Things.
It's funny because they both released ones they actually like, and it's a very, very tiny window of Netflix original content.
Which is rare for you because you're not an advocate of that schlock.
It's animated. It's kind of an anime style animation. It's fantastic, and I'm a big Castlevania fan.
So is it digital animation or is it?
It's more anime style.
Okay.
So no, it's not. It's not like It's not at 3D or anything.
No, I didn't. But it's kind of anime. I'm just trying to because I haven't even seen.
It looks like anime for the most part.
Okay.
And Castlevania, it's typical vampire hunting.
Well, is Castlevania originally a video game, or is it originally...
It's originally a video game.
Okay. I knew it as a bit of a video game.
I want to say, I think 88.
Is that how far back it goes?
Original Nintendo.
I was going to say NES.
NES, Castlevania 1.
Yeah, I remember
it's
it.
Cult classic.
It was on the original PlayStation too, right?
So the most
Those are how I remember.
The most famous Castlevania game, as far as just being legendary for its gameplay, reviews, regardless of one of the top 50 games of all time, was for PlayStation 1.
Yeah, that's the one I'm thinking.
Castlevania Symphony of the Night.
That's the one I'm thinking
Symphony of the Night.
Yeah.
That's just tremendous.
Everybody
game.
knew that game. I didn't play it. I
guarantee you the PS Classic coming out. Which
the PS Classic's coming out?
The PS Classic coming out this for it's getting released in
Interesting.
November.
You know what? That's so funny because I was just thinking about. I didn't have PlayStation 1. I had PS2, briefly PS3, and I have PS4.
The roster games is not released yet. The only like 4 games have been.
Doesn't matter.
It's like Final Fantasy 7.
We'll rip it. we'll jailbreak the thing and put every game on it. But the thing is that recently, like in the last few months, I've been watching just kind of retro gaming and looking at old games on YouTube. And I was thinking about how many good titles there were on PS1 that I missed out on as a kid. And I was like, you know what? Maybe I'll buy a PS1 and just fuck around, do a little retro game, and buy a bunch of cheap titles. You know, a lot of friends of mine had. There's so many Star Wars games for people. Final Fantasy VII is of course the cornerstone, and tons of Star Wars games that were on there that I never got to play.
There was some weird fighters like Masters of Terrakasi,
Jedi Power Battles, Master of Terrakasi, Episode 1 the game. Even though it's not that good of a game, I remember people playing it.
I downloaded it when I had PS3. I think it was called Dark Squadron.
Dark Squadron.
It's a shooter.
Yes.
And it looks like Doom kind of esque.
Isn't that one of the first ones?
It came out like 96 maybe.
Oh, yeah, I know exactly
95.
how it looks. It looks like Doom.
It looks just like Doom.
Yeah,
with
the
Star
same
Wars
graphics.
Fucking
Stormtroopers.
Yeah,
and I've seen it.
It's really fucking cool.
Yeah,
it's
awesome.
hard as shit though.
Yeah.
And that's where they introduced the Death Trooper with the dark.
That's
the first appearance of the Death Trooper.
I'm gonna take.
And they actually came out with action figures from the game.
Oh shit.
So it's pretty cool, marketing tie-in.
That's great, yeah. So now they're coming out with the PS Classic. So now I was thinking, I was like, I might buy one. I'm totally gonna scoop that up.
$100. It's coming out for the Christmas season, so it's getting released kind of during Black Friday timing.
Right. Perfect. I'm gonna definitely scoop it up.
As you said, once they hack that thing, the magical content you could put on there is gonna be tremendous.
I'll put all the cool games because I never really, like I said, I didn't have PS1, I had PS2, and I always look back, I was like, damn, there's a lot of good games on that system. Like you said, Final Fantasy VII, all of those Star Wars games that people had. You never played Jedi Power Battles? It was like, no, I never had.
I had a PlayStation 1 later, and
I never had an Xbox 2 either. I never had any of the Xboxes.
I got PS1 around.
Oh, you did? See, I had N64. I went from N64 to PS2.
So I got it around the year 2000, which was late.
It's late, yeah.
Because my cousin got a PS2.
Because PS2 was coming out at that point.
PS2 was out already.
Was it? Wow.
So my cousin got a PS2, and he's like, yo, you could take my PS1. I'm going to play with
Oh, is that how you got it? You got a hand-me-down.
It was a hand-me-down
Very
PS1.
Nice. That's a quality. Did you get the titles, too?
He had 2 games. All his games he sold them.
Okay.
He sold his games to buy
the new PS2.
And not only did I get the system, I got a system with a broken controller. So I had to buy new controllers.
You had to do a little work, but
it's like getting a beat up car.
It's like come on, it kind of runs.
You know what? I got 2 controllers for whatever, $30 at the time, and I got a system. So it was I enjoyed.
Yeah.
At that time, the games were cheap because the system was
old, so you could buy them at GameStop for fucking $8 a piece.
Probably $25 at the time.
Right.
So it was awesome. I played it, and they're still releasing new content.
They still were exactly the titles on PS2. They'd still make for PS1.
So
I
played Resident Evil 2, for example.
There you go.
Which they're re-releasing now for PS4, but remastered.
They're remastering it. Yeah.
I'm not a big horror game fan, but Resident Evil's unreal. Fantastic.
Yeah, that's one of the best ones. I mean, it's better than the movie series.
So speaking of games, everyone's raving about Red Dead Redemption here.
I seen stills, and it looks fantastic. They're saying it's like GTA, but with
Wild West.
Yeah, Wild West GTA.
So I was reading a review.
I only briefly played my friend's one. It was, I guess, PS3. Yeah, it was PS3. And the original Red Dead Redemption.
7-8 years ago.
Yeah, maybe even more, right? Because I remember my Fat Mike playing it. Let's see, the original Red Dead Redemption.
I had years after it came out, and I played it for PS3. I owned it, and it was very enjoyable.
The original came out.
It's just open world Western.
2010, yeah, so it's 8 years ago.
It's an open world
Wild West. So it's essentially GTA in the Wild West. Yeah, and I see people comparing it. Like, well, it's GTA mixed with Skyrim or whatever like that. And but I'm
not
like,
mixed Skyrim at all. I don't think.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's teach his own, but.
10 out of 10.
I tell you, the stills look incredible. Yeah, it looks fantastic, and yeah, it's like something I might really want to like. Look at some of these stills; it just looks like a movie. Yeah, it looks beautiful, you know. And the game, and if you were somebody who liked the gameplay in the GTA games, you know, or in the original Red Dead Redemption for that matter, you're probably gonna like this game. Everybody's raving about it. I see people like they share it on Facebook. People like sharing it. Stills.
I will get it eventually.
Yeah.
So another
I'll wait for it to come down in price.
Another thing that came out.
Hey Sean, we're on a podcast. Turn your phone off.
Another thing that came out while we were away on our hiatus,
our fucking 6-month hiatus,
was the Spider-Man for PS4.
Yes, another one that everybody's been raving about.
Everyone said it's fucking awesome.
In nearly identical New York, which is crazy. I always thought about that, like when the GTA games would come out, I'm like, oh, wouldn't it be sick if they made a game just like the real world, like New York, for instance? And now they pretty much did it. It's like apparently 100% Manhattan.
Everyone said it's awesome.
Yeah.
There's lacking some of the cooler villains. Like, Green Goblin's my favorite Spider-Man villain, because he's more Joker-esque. And
yes.
He's kind of maniacal.
Well, he's the main adversary. He's his main villain, Spider-Man. You'd say that, right? Yeah.
He's one of.
Who's number one?
Well, he's iconic because he killed Gwen Stacy.
Yes.
And that's kind of the more earliest iconic
But then who's his arch nemesis, then? Who's Spider-Man's arch nemesis? Batman's got Joker. Superman's got Lex Luthor, really, right?
There's a few characters. You got Dr. Octopus.
Doc Ock, I'd say, is second place. Close second.
Green Goblin. Venom is not around enough.
No, Venom, you don't count.
Too powerful, and he's not around enough either.
Yeah.
Carnage, I think, is the most powerful.
Who?
Carnage is the most powerful of the Spider-Man villains.
Yeah, but you see, that would be like Superman to, was he Darkseid? No,
Darkseid, or like Brainiac or something.
Brainiac, yeah, but you don't count those as an arch nemesis. Those are like...
That's like a Thanos thing.
Exactly. Oh shit! Like
he's here, and shit just bands together to fight.
Exactly. Even the bad guys and the good guys band together to fight him. Yeah, exactly. That doesn't really count as an arch nemesis. Like
Goblin's one of the essentials for sure.
For sure. Yeah, I would say he's the number one. And then Hobgoblin's like
Hobgoblin, like when Goblin dies or is in jail.
And then the Hobgoblin shows up. I'm taking his place.
It's like it's like his nephew or something.
It's his son in the movies, but
yeah, it's definitely an Osborn.
Yeah, but exactly. But I would definitely say the Green Goblin's the number one, just like Batman's got his Joker. Who else is our arch nemesis is for other superheroes?
X-Men, yeah, Magneto for sure.
Yeah,
and then
they all kind of individually have their own.
Avengers, it's a bunch.
Yeah, like who's Iron Man's arch nemesis? Put your phone on airplane mode.
Iron Man sucks.
Okay. hey, if it was, he's getting paid $50 million a movie.
I couldn't even tell you Iron Man's nemesis.
Who's Thor? I guess Loki. Kinda, not really though.
Well, that's his brother.
I know.
Fantastic Four is Doctor Doom for sure.
For sure. There you go.
Thor, yeah, it's not celestial.
Captain America's a red
skull,
red mask.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
It's not Thor. There's no linear clear Hulk either. Hulk just kind of fights.
He just fights whoever's in his way.
Yeah, he just exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess that's kind of it, right? Is there any other superheroes we're forgetting?
And Superman has his,
Superman's Lex Luthor, though, in my opinion, because it's not.
It's definitely Lex Luthor, but he's not like a real villain.
No, well, he's just
like
a mastermind. Yeah, he's his arch nemesis.
He just makes his life very difficult.
Yes, but same thing with Joker, because obviously hand-to-hand combat.
Well, the Joker and Batman, I think, is the most iconic.
He's the most iconic for sure. Yeah. Because they're like they're heads and tails. Yeah, exactly. That works out. But that's why Batman's my favorite, because every part about that is like gritty and real.
Have you seen the stills of Joaquin Phoenix?
Yes, I have.
What do you think?
We haven't discussed this on the last podcast?
I think it was just... Yeah, it's been too long.
Jeez. Yeah, it looks good, man. I'm excited, yeah. I think it's going to be good.
I just saw a pretty weird...
I think it's going to be great.
Joaquin Phoenix movie, Inherent Vice.
Where he's a detective.
He's a PI.
Yeah, private eye. Yes.
California.
I didn't see it at all. I saw pieces of it.
So he's in California in like the 1970s.
Yes. That movie, I didn't see it all. I saw a couple of scenes.
It's fucking weird.
Yeah.
And it's hard to follow. I'm not sure.
Let me see.
There's a lot of big celebrities in it. Like Owen
Wilson.
Owen Wilson.
There's a few other people in it. I know.
Martin Short plays this...
Oh, it's a Paul Thomas Anderson movie. There you go.
Martin Short plays this like drug addict.
Wow. Let me see the cast.
Drug addict dentist that's like womanizer.
Yes, Josh Brolin's.
Brolin's like the FBI agent.
Reese Witherspoon.
Yeah, he bangs her.
He's in a lot of movies with her, isn't he? Seems like they play in a lot of movies together.
But it's cool.
Wow.
Joaquin Phoenix is likable.
Yeah.
But
he's good,
quirky.
man. You ever see the movie Her with him in it? He dates his operating system. That's actually a really good movie.
There's this old movie of him
called Gladiator.
No, he's he was a perfect like emperor. He had like the look.
You know, he was only like 25.
So
that makes me. I hear that shit. And it makes me feel like ancient.
He has this movie. It was called 30mm or something. So he plays this like
1 hour photo.
About, like, snuff films.
Oh,
and
yes,
he's
yes,
like in
yes.
this gritty kind of porn underground.
Yeah.
And the guy from The Sopranos, Gandolfini.
James Gandolfini.
He plays like
I've been rewatching The Sopranos as of lately.
It's a really good dark fucking movie.
Yeah, no, I've heard of it too. Or is it 35? No, 30. It's got to be 35mm, right?
Something like that.
Because hold on.
It's really fucking dark and like really kind of bugs you out, but
Yeah.
it's a good watch. It's intense though. I don't watch before you go to bed.
It'll creep you out too much. Oh, 8mm. Yeah. German. Oh, this is German.
It's not. It's in English.
In the world of it's an American German crime mystery film.
It's really fucking dark.
That's interesting. It's Nick Cage in it.
Was Nicolas Cage in it?
Yeah. Nick Cage has got top billing.
I just remember Joaquin Phoenix.
It's a Joel Schumacher movie.
Joaquin Phoenix is like the main character. Maybe Nick Cage plays like...
Nick Cage has got top billing, and then right after him is Joaquin, and then James Gandolfini.
It's a fucking... It's a very underrated, overlooked movie. Check it out.
Too. He must be young in it, because this is before Gladiator. He's probably like 24 years old.
No, he's young.
Yeah.
That's the first movie I ever seen of his.
Yeah, I mean, that goes back. This 19 years old.
But it's a movie you'll never hear about because it's a dark subject matter. It's about a snuff film, which...
Right.
If you don't know, it's like people getting murdered, and they don't know if it's an actual murder.
Right, it's kind of like it's kind of like a almost documentary.
It's like a mock kind of like rape murder videos. It's really fucking.
It's got a
dark, heavy
bad
shit.
rating on Rotten Tomatoes, but sadistic violence is unappealing and lacking in suspense and mystery.
It's definitely sadistic violence.
Well, that's right up your alley.
I
love the fact that they murdered him.
Listen, it's edgy and dark. I thought it was a good flick, but again, it's not for everybody. Don't watch before you go to sleep.
And that's a way back.
So to go into lighter note, and the Halloween kind of themed goods, we're all about kind of crazy marketing and
we sure are
interesting
spooky.
Fucking angles, to spend your money or nostalgia, etc.
Spend your nostalgia. Half my life is based on nostalgia.
Oh, yeah. You show them your new Star Wars part. You got a Sarlacc pit here. It's tremendous.
I tell you, it's an addiction.
I might take this Target thing off your hands for $60. We can negotiate.
60 is very fair. I spent 80 for it, and I just because
I think $50.
Just because no, I'm not going 50. I spent 80 on it. I'm doing you a favor.
This packaging looks like it fell
I spent
off.
80 on it. It's fucking worth 80. I could sell that on eBay for 80. The guy kind of misrepresented it. He was just like, oh,
so are you? You're gonna be like, nah, it's almost like new.
Yeah, but to be honest, I'm doing it for you because you like them so much. It's the what's it called? The Imperial Officers collection.
I kind of need to own this thing. It's
you
calling
like
my name.
It is.
I'm a
it's
big
really
Tarkin
nice.
fan.
There's a guy that does custom. He does custom dioramas on eBay. He's got this room. And it's fucking. If you get that room with these characters, it would be such a great conversation piece. I'll show you.
It's almost like The Last Supper, but you have like
but with Imperial officers. Yeah. Remember, they're in the room. Hold on, I'll show you.
No, it's in the Death Star.
Exactly, but this guy
chokes him.
Yeah, exactly, in that room. Yeah, but that's what the scene is from that room. But like, obviously, it doesn't come with the room. It just comes with a piece of cardboard that looks like the room.
Maybe this would be like a Christmas present for myself.
Yeah,
so I'll buy it for me like a month from now.
It's a beautiful conversation piece for sure. Let me show you the. I'll put this on the Retrocade pages. But the guy does dioramas. He's not in America. He's in Greece.
Yeah, hold on to that for me. I will.
I'm
probably gonna take it off your hands.
I know you've. That's why I wanted it for a while now.
So you got the vintage. You got the mint condition one.
Yeah, I ended up buying 2 of them. Yeah.
Yeah, I want to take it out of the box, but I want to see this diorama thing.
Diorama's sick. They're not.
If you have it
cheap.
within like the dark.
Oh, it'll look great in the diorama. Check
Dude,
the diorama.
It's like a focal point for like you put that in a case.
This guy on eBay, his name is let me see the name. I got the name right here. His name is Karam 1008.
So where was this
Greece.
sold? This is Target.
That is
Walmart.
I'm not sure if that was an exclusive. I'd have to look it up. But look at the diorama, bro.
Right,
to go with it. Well, hold on. You'll unplug us here. You come over here if you want to look at it. Or
I'll take a look at it. I don't want to interrupt.
Yeah, you'll screw us up here on the podcast. But look,
$122. How are you gonna display it though?
What do you mean?
Is it like flat or is it like a circular thing?
It's a circular. You don't see it? It's like a fucking shoebox size
like an oval
thing. Yeah, it's like probably this big, and then you fucking.
And it's exactly the seats of.
Yeah, for all those characters.
So we got what? There's 7 seats on there?
There's more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. But like these seats in the movie weren't occupied. Like obviously the camera is there.
Who am I gonna put in those seats now?
You don't put anybody in those seats because they were empty in the movie. That's for or move the seats out of the way because they're.
Can you take this? I need if I've empty seats, it looks like the meeting's not important. You didn't get full fucking participation.
The thing is, this diorama it's a circular table and like there's chairs all around the circular table, but in the movie only half the circle was used because obviously the camera is shooting from one angle, so like these seats at this half side of the table were not used, but he put the seats in anyway, so it didn't look like the seats were with the table. The circular table looks like, hey, you're missing seats here because everybody in the movie was seated on this side of the table.
Except for these old camera angles where
But that's my point. Is like the camera was shooting only from the side of the room or the table. So but this is how it's a beautiful diorama. It's not cheap, but he put lights on it and shit. It looks fucking like the movie itself. Everything's identical nearly. It's not cheap. It is.
Well, regardless, I'm hold on to that. Yeah. I'll probably take it off your hands.
That's the diorama to go with if you were to go that far. But what a beautiful display it would be. But yeah, these characters are fucking awesome.
What do you think of Imperial Officers? It's me.
Sean loves the Imperial Officers. So I got those, and also for the longest time I was after the Sarlacc. This is the only time that they made the Sarlacc.
It's a beautiful piece.
I put it on the Instagram page. Yeah, it's the Target exclusive Sarlacc. It's the only time they made the Sarlacc in the whole fucking shit.
Ever.
And it comes with the
you got the skiff,
and it comes with the skiff, which is expensive.
Flying around.
Boba Fett's flying around. Luke's on the platform.
His little Jabba's goons on the boat.
Yeah, Weequay and fucking Barada, Nick 2, whoever the fuck are up there. And great piece.
Beautiful piece.
The beauty of the Sarlacc that it comes with is that the beak is removable. The beak from the special edition. So if you don't want the fucking special edition version of the beak, you could take it out. It's just the original Sarlacc. Well, it wasn't in the original movie.
But I relate more to the special edition.
Do you? You didn't watch the originals?
I did.
As a kid? I
just like the 90s Star Wars. It's just, okay. I enjoyed it.
That's fine.
It reminds me of my childhood, so I resonate more with it.
See, for me, I had the original movies on VHS.
I did too. Everyone bought. They had.
My friend Flav, he only had the special edition VHSs.
So did I.
You didn't have the original VHS?
I bought them at Costco. I got it as a Christmas gift.
Yeah, I never had those.
It might have been Price Club back then. Anyway,
the Price Club. Yeah, that goes far back.
It was like FX special. I got the special edition trilogy.
Sure.
For it was a Christmas present because I like Star Wars.
Right. Yeah, they were like in the silver box or gold. It was gold.
It was like a black box. I don't remember.
Well, I have the original VHSs.
I remember actually including a preview to
the
Phantom Menace.
The Phantom Menace. Yeah, because I didn't have the special edition VHSs, but I do remember I watched them at one point in my life, and what they were doing. They had a preview for the prequels, and also they talked about the additions that George Lucas did. It's like, yeah, we put Jabba the Hutt in and all this other shit. They spent $1 million on this scene. For the special editions when they reintroduced them into theaters. But I didn't own those. I owned the original '95 collection. And it was the final time you can get the trilogy in its original form. And it's like, what? I didn't know what that meant in '95, but then he changed them, and this is what he meant.
It's like, I think Star Wars needed to go on the shelf for a bit because it was oversaturated. So, because I saw things on the action figures.
Are you talking about in the late '90s or
no? So during the late '80s. Late 80s, people were like, I don't know Star Wars.
From the late 80s to the early 90s, there was no Star Wars. The only thing there was the novels.
Well, as I say, people got kind of sick of it.
Well, Star Wars was over at that point.
People moved on.
They moved on. The kids grew up, and and it was it just the Star Wars was dormant.
That's why the very, very, very end of the figure lines in the 80s are worth shit tons of money.
The fucking droids figures, because they made those till 1985,
and at that point, no one gave a
fuck.
They all got melted and like removed from stores.
Kind of like that.
That's why the
ET
sought out
game.
collectors are like, ooh.
Those are the ones. Yeah, like there's one figure that's the most expensive figure. It's one of the figures from the Droids line that we talked about this. Like the
Vlisk
purple
on
one.
card.
Is that his name?
I think it's Vlisk. Yeah.
Yeah, the purple guy or whatever.
He's like this purple like alien
Yeah,
from the
purple
cartoon
Aryan.
show that nobody watched. It was only one season.
Exactly. No one gave a fuck and nobody wanted. And like,
no, and then they lost the line, and then they only made it in Brazil.
Right. Yeah.
And then, so this figure was like only produced in Brazil for 1 year in the late '80s. So it's worth. You could buy a house if you have that card.
Yeah.
If you have that in box, you could buy a house.
Speaking of crazy expensive,
I mean like a millionaire house, like not like no bullshit.
Oh yeah, I'm trying to see. I mean, like I look up most expensive Star Wars figure, and like the first thing that comes up is like prototype Boba Fett, and that's not right. You know, even like because actually prototype
it's like Vlick, I think, something like that.
Let me see. I'm gonna put in droids. It's not showing.
Vlisk.
Oh, here he is. Yes, it's fat Vlix.
Yeah, he's
VLIX.
He's this fat like alien kind of criminal. Yeah. That's what he looks like.
Speaking of super expensive stuff, you know what I've been trying to get my hands on? A first edition Charizard.
So that's for people who don't know, it's essentially the Black Lotus of Pokemon cards.
Yes, if you're and if for people that don't know what the Black Lotus is, it's the piece de resistance. It's the piece de whatever the top card of the whole game. And
so first edition, I think in my life, I only got my hands on maybe 4 or 5 packs of actually at the store.
I never got my hands on a first edition pack.
So I think I got 5 packs.
Of the original set. Of course, of all the other sets, of course I got my hands on all first edition. But the first pack, I never opened a first edition pack.
So the jewel of my collection was I got a Venusaur in those 5 packs.
You had a first edition Venusaur?
I did.
Do you have it anymore? No? It's probably worth pennies. It's probably worth $500.
I think I do have it.
If you still have it, it's worth $500, I think.
That was a jewel of my collection.
Depending on the condition, yeah. If it's PSA 10,
it'd be
worth much more.
It's not in good condition. Well, it's not. It's serviceable.
Yeah, everything's serviceable.
I would say it's a 6.
2018, the year of serviceable schlock.
I had a first edition Ninetales.
I think I had one of those too.
The first edition Machamp didn't
Doesn't
count.
Don't count. I knew that was going to get
starter set.
Everybody had that. That was just like for kids that didn't have a first edition card. Here you go, first edition, even though it doesn't mean shit. Yeah.
The only reason I got these was word of mouth, like, oh yeah, this like bookstore.
For people that don't know what first edition is, when they come out with a card game or anything really, even like books and shit, there's the first edition print. So the first run, which is
very limited,
very
tiny
limited first run. It's very limited.
Like stores only get 1 box of these.
Yeah,
things.
It's not many. You know, or 1 case, not 1 box. Probably a case, which is
What's
6
a case?
boxes. 6 boxes. Yeah.
So it's 1 box, like 1 box of boxes.
1 box of boxes, exactly, a case. So, so each store would probably get that. So it's very limited, you know, and those go out very quickly, especially with the demand that Pokemon had in 1999.
So I had word of mouth of like a neighborhood friend. We were like hanging out after school, and he's like, "Oh, I bought these Pokemon cards." And like at the time, it was just a commodity. Like, where'd you get them?
Right. So Pokemon was super rare in the beginning because vendors couldn't even really get their hands on them. So
he's like, "Oh, there's this like kind of weird like arts and crafts bookstore on Victory Boulevard."
And those were the only ones where you could really find them. It was because like they were able to get them from Wizards of the Coast, and then they didn't sell out because nobody knew. So Toys R Us didn't have the original set.
He's like, I'm like, you have them? He's like, yeah, I got them yesterday. So I like rushed over there.
Yeah,
like, Mom, we gotta drive me.
Yep, I've done that.
And
a few
I
times
got there, and they had like 5 packs left, and I'm like, I buy all of them, and
that's it. That's what you got to do. You got to buy them out.
It's like they were like $5 a pack.
Yeah, and that's
so I think I paid $30 for the like 5 packs.
That's technically a premium because the packs at the time were supposed to go for like $3.
$3.50.
Yeah, $3.50 about.
So I think I paid $5 a pack.
But there was like a retail premium because
I paid $6 a pack actually because she knew like they were commodity.
Exactly, there were such demands for them, and that actually happened in the peak in like late '99. Alternate Realm was selling packs for $9 a piece, and I was like, "How are you doing that?" I was like, "That's not what they're supposed to be." The MSRP was $3.50, I think, $3.49, and he was like, "This is what I'm getting. My vendor is making them more expensive because apparently the wholesale vendors knew that there was such demand, and they were like, nah, it's now your wholesale price is $5 a pack. So for them to make money, they were making it more expensive."
My cousin told me a story that Arabian Nights came out in 1994.
93. Oh, wait.
No,
Arabian
94.
Nights
The
was
first
94.
expansion.
Yeah,
ever.
Not the original sets.
He said that the comic book store would only get 2 boxes.
That's it. Wow.
And
36 packs to a box, by the way.
You were only allowed 2 packs per customer per day.
Oh, so you couldn't be like, get a box. I'll buy a box.
So
yeah.
they only allowed 2 packs per customer.
Wow.
So it was
Imagine you could go back in time with like $100 bills and just buy it all.
dude. So he gave me, my cousin Billy, he gave me an actual legitimate Bizarre Baghdad.
Right, you've been talking about this. Yeah, that's
It's
sick.
phenomenal, beautiful car, very iconic.
Oh yeah.
Definitely like the jewel of my collection. It's no Mox, but it's the second most valuable card in that set. Well, second or third, because there's only 3 cards in that set of value.
Well, it's Jazam the Djinn,
Jazam the Djinn,
City of Brass, and
City of Brass is
not as much.
Bizarre
I guess.
is way
all right,
bigger.
all right, good.
So the top
Library
3,
of Alexandria.
Library of Alexandria, Bizarre Baghdad,
Jazam
and
the
the
Djinn.
Djinn.
Yeah. Okay.
Those are the big.
I
3.
have a City of Brass, Arabian Nights actually.
I've used,
And those are super old, so they are. It's not like everybody has those. That was kind of a
the
rare
problem
card.
with City of Brass compared to the other cards is it's been reprinted so many times.
It's been reprinted a fuck
that
ton of times.
The value,
yeah.
the Arabian Nights version is still awesome.
Yes,
but
they've remade it a million times, so it loses.
The
its...
demand is
exactly.
You can buy another copy.
I mean, they made remade Jazam the Djinn, but only on like
never remade.
Are you sure? No, I'm almost positive they remade it for like a Judge promo or something. But that's it, like on unlimited terms.
I'm pretty positive no libraries, Bizarre, or Jism ever been reprinted.
Let me see.
I'm almost dead positive.
Somebody's asking, what's so good about Jazam the Djinn?
4 cost, 5/5.
Yeah, it's fucking...
Turn 2 Dark Ritual, you have a 5/5 on the field.
Yeah.
It only does 1 damage on your upkeep.
Yeah, it's. I mean, we were just talking about Phyrexian Negator before. I think we weren't on air yet. But I was showing Sean, there's a Magic the Gathering Instagram I follow for all like 20-year-old vintage cards. So that's right in my like wheelhouse.
Nostalgia realm,
yeah, right in my nostalgia realm. So if you played like Magic the Gathering anywhere from like 97 to like 2000, yeah, late 90s, like into the early 2000s. Yeah, you're gonna love this. Every picture they put is a huge flashback, you know, for me. Like really great. It's called MTG Dojo Era. He's not huge. He's only got 1,700 followers, but he posts great classic pictures, and he puts great tidbits with them too. Like this is a great one here, like Dust Bowl.
See, Dust Bowl's a very underrated card. They reprinted
he
it.
He mentions that. Like he puts like good. You see, like he has
commentary.
He puts good commentary.
See, I don't have Instagram, but that's
you should get it just for this. It's great. He talks about like everything. Like
I own a Dust Bowl. Those are pretty shit though. Those.
Well, he mentions which ones were good, like Fire and Ice. I don't know if I showed you this last time.
Civi.
Yeah.
I remember those Rebel decks. They're pesky white weenies. They were called.
Yeah, he got great classic stuff that's gonna give you a great like if you're from that era, like look at Sengir Vampire, you know, like classic stuff, like really beautiful looking stuff.
Sengir, I remember this.
I look at that and it just floods me with memories, you know.
These are like my first exposures. Those like you know.
Yeah, because that's way back. The Sengir Vampire that we're looking at is actually like, before our era, but we of course saw them
like
as players.
4th edition,
in the late 90s.
maybe.
Let me see.
It looks like 4th edition to me.
Yeah, it's either 4th or it's either 96 Worlds. It's either 4th edition or it's Unlimited. I'm not sure.
It's one or the other.
Unlimited would be 3rd edition, but because it's Alpha, Beta, Unlimited, and then 4th edition. But yeah, beautiful cards. But yeah, I think you're right. I don't think they remade Jazam the Djinn. I'm trying to look for a remake of it.
So
I could have sworn that they did.
It's funny that my cousin was.
Oh wait! What's this? I was right. DCI promo. They made it as a DCI promo.
Is there different artwork?
Yeah, it's completely different.
Oh man, I never even seen.
Yeah,
this.
I thought I saw that at one
What's
point.
What's the year on the copyright?
2011.
Honestly, it looks so much shittier than the original.
For sure. I mean, the classics just so... There's just something
the
like...
Classic's such an iconic card that looks like shit.
Yeah, I mean, the new one is just like... It's like the new Rashad and Port. It's just like, give me the classic, you know?
Exactly. It's like...
It's kind of comparing, like, CDs to, like, vinyl, you know? It's like, there's something warm and, you know, that fidelity about vinyl. Like, it's kind of the similar thing with the classic cards. There's just a charm to them about their simplicity and the fact that they don't seem as commercial yet and, like...
Nah, it's
you know,
the classics. You know, it's the classics.
Even the way the print is like a little off, and it's like there's just something about
fuck
that.
With the legacy, the legends. You
no,
know?
they're just too classic. I mean, there's people that'll argue, well, technically they're inferior in quality, and it's like yeah, but they're the classics from 30 years ago.
To cap off, you had a big announcement on your Twitter feed.
So I don't know if everybody knows, but there was a documentary in 2017 called "The Problem with Apu." This guy named.
He sounds like an annoying asshole. Just to go off the cut here.
He's a social justice warrior. His name is Harry Kondabalu.
Harry Goldstein.
He's not Jewish. He's like an Indian comedian, writer, stand-up comic, actor. He does a podcast and stuff, and he's very much like SJW. And not to say that SJW is a bad thing. It's good to fight.
It's a terrible thing.
Well, it's good to there's a bad moniker with that because it's good
Antifa,
to fight.
Come on.
It's good to fight.
Troublemakers.
Proud Boys. They're quality. Sean's a proud boy.
I'm not a proud boy. I do not.
It's just that it's good to fight for causes that mean something, but then taking it to a level where it doesn't need to be taken. I mean, but then somebody might say, "Who's you say that you're the one that says that it shouldn't be taken?" That there's always that argument.
2018, everyone's pointing fingers at everyone. So what you do is you stay off the radar.
So in 2017, he made this documentary called "The Problem with Apu," kind of just
using a satire, you think? Or
it was not satire. It was a documentary denoting
say how he's racist Indian stereotype.
Exactly. He's 36, but when he was young, people made fun because he was Indian. People made fun of him using the Apu voice. Thank you, thank you.
Dude, you were Italian. I was Irish. Everyone made fun of everyone. That's what kids do.
Right. And obviously, everything is stereotyped on The Simpsons.
It's a comedy show.
Yeah, from the early '90s. Why are you complaining about it?
Look at All in the Family. You want to see how racist that show was?
I mean, granted, it's 2018. It's not the '70s. And Carol O'Connor is dead. But
rest in peace.
Yeah, rest in peace, Carol O'Connor. He was actually very liberal in real life. But
he reminded me of my grandfather. Looked like him.
Why don't you shut up, Chowderhead? If anybody knows, go look up All in the Family. It's probably before a lot of our.
It can't be on the air anymore. To put it that way.
Yeah, probably not. Although I haven't seen it. Archie!
I saw it on the air when I was a kid. I haven't seen it on the air in 25 years.
I mean, you can watch it on the internet if you really want to go see it. You could search it out. But anyway, 2017, he made this documentary, The Problem with Apu, and it just denoted about why Apu was wrong because he was voiced by a white guy. And
Hank Azaria is a voice legend.
Yes, but he said that Indian character should not be voiced by Hank Azaria. Long story short, it made its rounds, and finally, The Simpsons. They're writing out Apu.
I think they're writing out Apu. They're writing me out. Okay, I'm done.
I've
been done a long time.
I've been done for a while.
But this is the last.
I tried a few years ago to watch up to I got to season 18 or 19. So I've pretty much seen every episode up to season 19. I don't even bother.
I have a fondness for The Simpsons.
Well, I just watched recently. I watched another episode, but the classics. I watched season 5. I watched the one where
classics are the classics.
I just watched the other day. Burns' Air. I mean, the way that episode starts is fantastic.
I like. Which one when Burns' son is Rodney Dangerfield?
Oh, that's I forget the name of the episode, but that's The
Simpsons are so great. Old. The actual Ramones, the thing I think season 3.
Go to hell, you old bastard!
It was you old bastard.
You old bastard.
He does it like the Queen's accent.
Exactly, that New York
Go
accent.
Go to hell, you old bastard.
Smithers had the Rolling Stones killed. But he's like, but sir, do as I say. But because he didn't know.
That's how old the Simpsons are. The actual Ramones.
All of them. And 3 Beatles were on that show.
Michael Jackson on the show. So just think about all these legends now. People that long gone, don't exist anymore. They're only legends to kids that are in their mid-20s. Paul McCartney was on the show. George Harrison was on the show. Ringo Starr was on the show. Only one that mentioned Rodney Dangerfield.
Rodney Dangerfield.
They're fucking Ramones. I'm a big Ramones
the whole
fan.
Ramones, all of them, except for whoever died in the 80s, right? I don't know who them all.
Nah, Joey was the one.
Joey was still there. Yeah, I guess he died in the 90s. I don't know.
Johnny Ramone's like, go to hell, you old
bastard. Go to hell, you old bastard. Yeah.
I just sang bastard.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday.
It's such a classic.
Happy birthday, Birdsey. That's great. Yeah.
Go to hell, you old
Go to hell,
bastard.
you old bastard. And then he's like, but sir, we had the whole continent of Australia spell out happy birthday, Mr. Bird. I don't know. Bosh. He doesn't even want to look at it. But that's the bear episode.
I think removing Apu went too far.
It's done. So what happened was I end up tweeting to this guy today. I wrote, are you happy now? And it's gotten 100 and something. My comment keeps getting likes. Let me show you.
Did you call him a Dottie or something?
I did not. I'm gonna have to bleep that out. I did not. I just wrote, "Are you happy now?" And mad people are flaming the guy, and even he is like, "Oh, I'm upset to see him gone." He's like, "Agreed. There are so many ways to make Apu work without getting rid of him. If this is true, it sucks." And it's like, dude, it's your fault. Just you had to keep your social justice mouth shut. I can't even talk about it. It's like, you just made this documentary just to fucking get PR, and it worked, but not in a good way, man. I ain't gonna listen to your fucking shit. Fuck you. Bullshit. I get it. I'm sorry that.
Sad day.
I'm sorry that you got made fun of as a kid, but join the fucking club. We all got made fun of. Yeah, I mean,
you Mick Bastard, you Guinea, all that stuff.
Yeah, you don't see me calling for get rid of Fat Tony, or the pizzeria guy. What's his name? I'm making you the pizza.
Luigi.
Oh yeah, his name is Luigi. Yeah. So who cares?
I think what Irish stereotypes were there in The Simpsons?
The friggin' they had the leprechaun.
Yeah, the leprechauns.
They had groundskeeper Willie. It's Scottish.
Scottish.
I know.
It's a big difference.
Big.
You call an Irish a Scot.
Oh, there'll
be a problem there.
But point is like, leave it alone. It's comedy.
It's a cultural icon. Apu.
Yeah, especially at this point.
And it's such a friendly, likable character.
Oh yeah, exactly. He was never, him. The character himself was never like a punch.
Yeah, he worked at a convenience store.
Yeah, he
was always had a friendly demeanor.
He was never a jab at Indian Americans in any way.
He was a hard worker. He worked 20 hours a day.
He would get
shot.
He went to MIT, or he went to he went to Caltech, the Calcutta Institute of Technology.
Didn't he have 8 kids or something?
He eventually had 8 kids with Manjula because everybody was using too many. They were all putting.
I pose a stand-up Indian citizen.
Absolutely, this is bogus, man. So, but it doesn't matter to me because I don't watch the show anymore. It's just upsetting to hear. So I posted something on Facebook. I was like, they've gone too far now. And people are flaming him. I don't think they should be flaming him, but I commented. I wrote.
So to cap it off, I think we should definitely do a Sears retrospective film. Like I said, it's good to have live video of an extinct kind of species. It'll resonate more 20 years from now.
For Sears, or even in a couple of years when you
we've
can't
been
go
talking,
there
which I'm disappointed we haven't done it. Is hunt down live video stores.
I think we said we were going to do it in the summer because, the summer will be a good time to do it. It's every day was busy.
In the dregs of winter, there's nothing going on.
Yeah,
it might be on the jackets and go hunting.
Might be a winter, fall, late fall kind of thing.
It's going on like a museum, like we're hunting an extinct animal.
Your extinct animal, yeah, like a nice quiet, maybe late fall.
You find a listing on the internet, is this even active?
Right.
You call, the phone rings, no one answers.
Yeah.
Is it worth a 2-hour drive?
Yeah. I wonder if they would let me in and vlog. I guess I'll ask to vlog the whole thing.
They'll be like,
yeah, it's like, well, buy shit, vlog away.
Jaws 2 VHS, $7.99.
Jaws 3
purchase
sold. Jaws the Revenge sold. Yeah, freaking Attack of the Body Snatchers.
No, we need some more video content, and these are cool things, and I think
people totally. Thank you for following us on YouTube, whoever has been doing it, because we keep growing on YouTube, even though we're
going to do some scavenger hunts on the field, and we'll definitely have some holiday content coming shortly. We'll do a Black Friday episode, and we'll do a Christmas.
Absolutely. Black Friday, Thanksgiving. We've done them in the past, but I know, what else is there? But, you always talk about the holidays. Even this Christmas, they're already putting up the trees at our local mall. They put up both Christmas trees. It's not even Halloween.
They were up. I had to go
to... Yeah, I'm sure you've seen them.
I had to go to Applebee's and Red Robin for work.
Oh, quality establishments.
I got 2 draft lines in both places.
Red Robin's burgers actually aren't bad, and I was forced.
They're reasonably priced.
Yeah, $7. And to be fair, I'm not a fan of Applebee's. I think it's the worst of most of those chains. But my parents like that. They're old, we like Applebee's.
Because they were the first high-end chain.
High-end, mid-level chain.
McDonald's, I'm saying.
Sure, you have McDonald's, which is low-end, and then you had these. You had the Fridays and the Applebee's and shit. It's true. Applebee's and Fridays were the first to come around on Staten Island. So my parents still like to go there and like get like the deals or whatever. And I went there and actually it wasn't that bad. I was like, well,
I liked it more in the 90s. I thought it was great.
Yeah, and then
these fries are really good. Like,
right, especially compared to McDonald's. But I guess like as our palates have been more refined, those places
now
suck.
like the casual dining Chipotle to the world.
Yeah,
are
exactly.
big wigs.
You know, the Shake Shacks and shit. They put a Chick-fil-A in our mall, which I've been eating at.
I haven't ate there yet.
I've ate there 3 times so far. I keep going there for lunch, and I'm like, I've
Mr.
been
Glutton over here. No wonder he's put on some holiday LBs, huh?
what gave 5 pounds of muscle maybe, but yeah.
All right, Mac over here. Come on.
I know, right? Have you watched the new season?
Yes.
How do you like it? Of course, Always Sunny. We're talking about.
There's some misses, but for the most part, there's like 3. There's one scene that was.
You talking about the Seinfeld scene?
No,
you're not talking about the Seinfeld scene. That's the only thing I've seen so far, which is great. That's funny.
It's hit or miss. I like there was 2 Jerrys.
They're both similar enough to Jerry. They're like, well, we'll both be Jerry. And then George is
Frank.
Frank, and then Charlie is Kramer.
Dennis is my most favorite character. I feel I resonate with him more. I kind of
the vainness, obnoxious vanity.
He just has this kind of I just resonate with him. I think he's entertaining and he's funny and
Yeah. Well, I mean, like
there's a Dennis system with women.
Definitely compare Charlie to Kramer, that's for sure. With the wacky,
just the eccentric mannerisms and the wackiness.
Yeah. It's
good
great that
old
they did that Seinfeld thing because everybody's has said that they're like the new age Seinfeld.
They are the new age Seinfeld.
Yeah,
they're more cutting
That,
edge.
yeah.
But Seinfeld for its time was legendary
and ahead of its time because nobody did what they did in the 90s.
Yeah, we'll cap this off here.
Yeah, I guess
we're gonna have definitely some content for you.
Oh, we're gonna be pumping out content over content.
Sooner than later.
Pretty quick. I guess we went on tangents this week.
I know you had a little tire rant, etc. But
I had rants to make. I haven't spoken a while. I got my mouth out there.
Sorry, listeners. I
had to complain about Costco's 1-star.
He had to air his grievances.
I got a platform. I'm gonna air my grievances, even if it has nothing. It's got to do with pop culture.
Don't worry, the Costco Crusade will get him.
Don't go to the Costco Tire Center.
The Costco Crusade will get him.
Yeah, they're retweeting me as we
I actually see them outside. We gotta pack up.
Oh shit, they're picketing already. Costco workers are well, we can't do it. You don't have the right to titillate it. There's really nothing I could do.
I didn't want you to re-mention it again.
Oh, you don't want me to go on about it? I know before we were on air, I went on about it for half an hour. But I guess that's pretty much it. I guess everybody enjoy your Halloween coming up. It's gonna be spooky. At my age, do we even go into costumes at this age? We're on our 30s now. Do we go into costume?
The right situation, yes.
Like a
costume party.
Yeah.
Like
I have one to go to.
I'll never go to a fucking bar wearing a costume.
No,
it's gotta be
even
if
there was a contest.
No, it'd have to be like female related, where they're forcing you.
Yeah. Come on, let's go. Put on your costume.
Yeah, that wouldn't be on Staten Island. I'd be like in some city
go far
club,
away, city. Yeah, exactly.
On the cut.
You do it in Staten Island, you'll see Johnny Goombats. What the fuck are you fucking wearing?
I'm Johnny Bravo.
Yeah, like all. Yeah, exactly. Like,
you're just a fucking juice bag.
Yeah, exactly.
Your tribal tattoos, and those are real tribal tattoos.
Yeah, those aren't even
asshole.
Fake ones. Well, it's fucking dope, though. I got my G35
in muscle milk and my Tito's vodka, bro.
Yeah, I'm getting racked. I put the Tito's in the muscle milk. Racked. It's like, oh, that was probably the worst combination. Tito's and muscle milk. I put Tito's in my chocolate muscle milk. Quality. I guess we'll wrap it up. It looks like Sean wants to wrap it up here. What do you got to take a leak? Yeah, we said our piece about our Halloweens. My review for the movie Halloween, go see it if you're a couple. Go see it if you're a fan of the originals. If you're a casual fan, you don't need to, but it's October. If you got nothing better to do for Halloween, something to do. Spend your $15 there. Give John Carpenter a few more shekels. He did the score in the movie, which is a total throwback. The 80s synth, and that was not bad. You heard me, Sean?
Correct.
Sean's checked out already. So I guess that's it for this week. Everyone, enjoy your Halloweens. Enjoy your Octobers. It's fucking going fast. It's flying by. The wind is blowing.
Norris is hitting. As we speak, the shutters are banging.
I feel like we're in the movie Twister. We got to better shutter these windows. All right, boys and ladies and girls and ghouls. Remember, we didn't get to talk about what's it called at all. Tales from the Crypt.
We'll get
We
to
need the girls and ghouls. That was classic for the 90s. And you mentioned what's it called before? Twilight Zone, but I think a lesser known one is The Outer Limits, and I like that one.
correct. But we'll discuss those
Sean's
topics.
wrapping me up fast this time. All right, everyone, enjoy your Halloweens. Keep watching the stars.